and welcome to this edition of the Native News Update on this Wednesday, June 12th. I am the host for today's program, Paul Domain, and many of the stories read here can also be found in our publication, News from Indian Country, or online at IndianCountryNews.com. And here are some of the news stories for the day. On Tuesday, June 11th, the Iron County Sheriff's Department in northern Wisconsin reported that a group of protesters attacked and damaged equipment from those workers drilling in the Pinocchio Mountains Heritage Park in preparation for one of the world's largest open-pit mines. Media reports blame protesters allegedly staying at the Lac Courte Oreilles Harvest and Education Camp established to harvest plants, medicines, and take inventory of treaty resources that may be impacted by mining plans. Nobody officially involved with the LCO Harvest Camp was involved with direct action confrontational tactics against the mining companies, according to people at the camp. The camp has hosted over 250 visitors in the last 30 days, including local landowners, town officials, and out-of-state tourists. Other individuals and groups representing anti-mining activists continue to enter the Pinocchio Range and establish their own protest camps, and several individuals were observed doing just that while interviews were being conducted by television media at the camp. A protest march to the drilling site is being planned for Saturday, June 15th at 1 p.m. This interview with Camp Oversight Caretaker Melvin Gasper of Lac Courte Oreilles Ojibwe Reservation outlines some of the most recent activities, including feeding over 100 people that had gathered on June 11th to discuss the future of the camp and protest activities in the region.
Sure like that walker. See? All right, Melvin Gasper, you're up in the Pinocchio Mountain Heritage Park, or on the edge of it, in a harvest camp established by the Lac Courte Oreilles tribe. Enjoying a smoke. Tell us a little bit about what you see as the accomplishments here at this camp and village.
Well, the accomplishments is we have approximately 10 to 15 wigwams built. We have 2 gardens. We have a wall tent full of suppliers. We have a craft center down here that we're slowly building on. We've had over 200 visitors come through the camp. Everyone is welcome to the camp and to come stay, to come look. And we've established a great grounds with all of our neighbors up and down the road here. I'm very pleased the way things are going right now with the people that are coming in, as far as our neighbors, of the outside people. It's been really a great accomplishment of what we've done here so far.
When people show up here, tell me what they're doing. I mean, are they bringing things in, checking things out? Tell me what the first thing they ask you, or what's important to the people that are here.
The first thing people, they don't ask, the first thing they do is thank us for being here and doing what we're doing to preserve the land, air, and water that we breathe here and stuff. They've been bringing numerous donations into this camp. Too numerous to even, the amount of stuff that it's just been phenomenal.
What kind of things have you found out here? It's a harvest camp, so let's talk about the harvest part. There's education on part of it too. Tell us what you're finding here in the Pinocchio Mountains, in this place that people would like to see as a park. Of course, there's some people who want to mine here, but tell us, what are you finding that's sustaining people?
What is sustaining a lot of people is the different plants that we're also planting here. We've been gathering a lot of wild onions so far. We have a great big block of chaga, which is something to do with the birch bark. How would you explain this? Anyway, we make a lot of tea out of it. The piece we got now will we'll make about 100 gallons of tea. We're slowly learning the different plants that we're going to be using here for edible plants, and they're pretty good.
And what do you think you see coming out here? What kind of plants are you seeing coming out? And I also noticed there is a garden. Tell us just a little bit of what you know about the garden.
Okay, our garden here is, we have two gardens. We have a tomato garden and a pepper plants up front. Down below here we have numerous plants here. I'm not sure exactly what they all are. But they're all supposed to be edible.
All right. And you said you talked a little bit about some of the neighbors helping out from here. I mean, what's the reaction? Have they been fearful in any way, or what do you think they think about this?
When we first came to this camp and I started to establish this camp, the neighbors were very skeptical of us. They were wondering, is people going to be breaking into our cabins? Will I be missing things? And that sort of nature. Now, as of today, all of our neighbors are just so grateful we're here. The neighbor across the road says, I have my very own neighborhood watch. The next door neighbor here has utilized all of his land for our wood cutting. His doors are always open. He says, Melvin, I don't lock my doors. You're welcome to come in and utilize anything you want there, anytime you want. They've changed from 50-50 over to 100% behind us now.
I heard, so you got neighbors seeing that. They came over the other day when there was a lot of kids over here. I heard a lot of kids this evening. Tell us a little bit about, what are you seeing? Elders? Kids?
We've had numerous elders show up here, which is really wonderful. They've been giving talks to the different people about the culture of the native people and stuff, which is very used intellectually amongst all of us. And we've had numerous children coming into our camp, babies of all sorts. And it's so wonderful because this is exactly why we're here. It's to preserve all this for the future generations to come.
And if you had a message for your fellow relatives back home, what would you want to tell them?
I'd like to tell you all to get up here as soon as possible. We have accommodations for one and all. We have food, we have bedding, everything. Just come on up and enjoy. Have a wonderful experience here.
I hear there might be some plans for some events up here, like a guitar jam or powwow or something like that. When will they be getting a schedule out at you? Any idea, and what's coming up?
Hopefully by this weekend I'm going to have a short schedule of events for the next 2 weeks coming up of, like you said, a guitar jam session. We're also going to have a hand drum session, and we're going to have the drum, where we'll have our first powwow up here. We're going to be scheduling for the powwow up on the crest soon, and we're just waiting for all the other events to get kind of situated right now with all the different tribes of what they got going on. Then we're going to be moving on.
Some people saw some fireflies around Lac Courte Oreilles last night. What does that mean?
What does that mean? It means it's going to be later at night than it was before. No, what that means is we're going to be starting getting deer meat now. We've already been donated plenty of deer meat. The Great Spirit gave us one, the first one. And after that, there donations have been coming in from other tribes there to bring us deer meat. But the Great Spirit offered the first one to us.
Anything else you want to tell the world while we got you captive here?
I'd just like to say it's so great to be up here representing the Ojibwe Nation and all its people. It's the most wonderful thing in the future generations to come. Our ancestors gave up a lot to get where I am in today, and I'm going to give everything I can for my future generation.
Miigwech.
Miigwech.
And that is another roundup of news from Indian Country on this edition of the Native News Update. We want to thank you for joining with us and come back again soon.